What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the BBB Gaming News channel. If you want to hear the other side of the news, subscribe and turn on notifications. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how Mutex has recently been accused of using a CRONUS ZEN. So, let's crack on with the news. This is not the first time the words CRONUS and Mutex have been used in the same sentence, that's for sure. Mutex was once accused of using a CRONUS Max device based on the fact he had CRONUS Pro on his desktop. He put out a big public explanation as to why that was there, claiming it to be due to the history of him being a professional Call of Duty player. And that does actually back up the fact that he would have that on his PC, I suppose. Because Call of Duty pros do use CRONUS Max at LAN events, or at least they did at one point, to stop connectivity issues surrounding their controllers interfering with one another. But this was only at LAN events, so why did he have it on his computer 7 years after he was an official Call of Duty pro? Big questions there to be asked. No answers given whatsoever, even since this has been brought up in multiple videos. However, more recently, a YouTuber by the name of the All Gaming Guy has posted a video surrounding possibilities of Mutex using the more recent edition of the CRONUS device called CRONUS ZEN. In this video by the All Gaming Guy, they go into detail about how Mutex used to put in a combination of buttons every time he landed into the game of Warzone, and this could actually be linked to him adding scripts to his gameplay from the CRONUS Max device. In the video from the All Gaming Guy, they also show references from somebody by the name of Lethal Panda. Lethal Panda specifically makes videos showing how different scripts work for CRONUS devices, strike packs and other cheating devices. This guy does tutorial videos as well as selling script packages on his channel. That is not okay. However, the All Gaming Guy using some of the footage from Lethal Panda as an example as to how it looks when somebody is putting in a certain script on their controller by selecting a sequence of buttons on their controller is definitely a great comparison when they are showing this side by side with Mutex and what he does when he lands in. Let's take a look at some of the footage from the video put out by the All Gaming Guy now.
To make it clear that I was a big fan of Mutex a few years back, way before I even thought about, hacker hunting. And when I used to think that these guys are all clean, they would never cheat, I used to believe them. And it truly saddens me that this game has gotten to this point where it isn't really our fault, it's not the player's fault, and it's not the viewer's fault. It is just greedy developers, the video game, and the gaming industry being in the wrong hands. We end up being leeches on both sides of the coin. Us viewers and hacker hunters were thinking these guys are cheating and that they are leeches, lying to us. But them, if by any chance they aren't cheating and they are as legit as they say they are, they must think the worst of us too. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. As I mentioned before, I was a big fan of Mutex, and I've also always thought it was weird how every time he lands into a match, he does this little key combination with his controller, and this used to be in almost every single video of his, and this has always been in the back of my mind. And I'd like to think that maybe he has some type of mapping set up where maybe he's just switching through different maps with his controller, or maybe some audio settings, or I don't know, maybe he mapped some type of option into his controllers, right? I just don't know what that is. But I do know that on PC you can basically map anything you want your computer to do to any button on anything, a controller, a keyboard, a mouse. You can map buttons to do whatever you'd like. You can change NVIDIA settings. You can even map overclock settings. CPU overclocking settings could be mapped on, your controller. So you could just switch between settings depending on, how your frames are looking or how your stream is running. Like, I don't know, the user options on PC are just endless. You can do anything with PC.
Now, although the old gaming guy did get sidetracked in what they were talking about in their video, the clear examples were there. You had Lethal Panda showcasing how you can flick through the scripts on your CRONUS ZEN device whilst pressing a selection of buttons on the controller. And then it's a clear example of Mutex pressing the same selection of buttons on his controller each and every time he lands into Call of Duty Warzone. The only thing I will say is that it doesn't necessarily mean that Mutex is using a CRONUS ZEN, because these types of selections, these types of scripts, or these types of maps as some people call them, can be set by using different devices. It's not only the CRONUS ZEN. You have the CRONUS ZEN, the CRONUS Max, the Titan 2. You can even use programs on your PC such as DS4 Windows. You can also use other programs like Apex Sim, and there are multiple controllers where you can buy them with a mod chip built into the controller. Now, this is something that is going to be near impossible to prove due to the fact that the chip itself is built inside the controller. There would be no device on show. If they were to show a camera around their room, there would be no program running on their PC. All you would know is they have a controller in their hands and they're selecting certain buttons in a sequence that does seem very strange. So, does Mutex have a CRONUS ZEN based on this footage? The chances are it's a possibility, but it's also a possibility it could be a number of other devices or a built-in mod chip in his controller. And not to mention the fact these mod chips can be purchased on their own and they can actually be soldered into a standard PlayStation or Xbox controller as well. So this is where it gets extremely interesting, but also where it gets very speculative, because there's no way to prove it. Unless you catch that streamer pressing the exact sequence of buttons that is for a certain map or script, there is no way to prove it. So is Mutex suspicious? Yes. Is he 100% using a CRONUS ZEN? Probably not, but there is definitely something strange about the way in which he presses a sequence of buttons every time he lands into Call of Duty Warzone. If we find out any more about this though, guys, we will definitely keep you posted here on the BBB Gaming News channel, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. BBB, over and out. Thank you very much for making it this far through the video, and if you did enjoy the video, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you fancy sharing the video out as well, it helps the channel massively. And if you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and whack that notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily news uploads. You don't want to miss out. We have fun here. We give you the news on a daily basis, but also for anybody who can't watch the videos on the move and you feel like you want to keep up to date with the news in other ways, we do have a website, www.bbbgamingnews.com. It's actually linked in the description of every single one of our videos. We put out multiple news articles about gaming related things across all boards, all different games, all different consoles, all different gaming news. Go and check it out, and thank you very much for watching once again.